And we're back. 7:35 a.m. Dave and Matt here on KFYO Mornings. It's Thursday, and of course it is 7:35, and that only means one thing, that the Car Pro's on line one. Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
How are you guys?
I'm doing well.
Good.
We're at least average.
I hear you. Well, we've been touring around in a Range Rover this week.
I saw that.
Range Rover Sport. Yeah, interesting vehicle. Typically, I get the ones with the huge V8 engines in it. This has got a six-cylinder, turbocharged under the hood. It's got plenty of power because of the turbo. It drives typical Range Rover, very heavy vehicle. They drive really well. They're really known for two different things. One is fantastic interiors, and the second is their all-wheel drive system, which is pretty spectacular. If you've never had the opportunity to see one of these on any Range Rover dealers, they all have these tracks that they put them on, kind of it's hard to describe, but it's kind of like getting off road and taking on some really big hills, and then the vehicle goes to the left and to the right. I mean, it's at some points it's like if you reach your hand out the passenger window, you can touch the ground. I mean, it goes that far over.
Man, they got some sticky wheels or something going on there.
Yes. This one, I joked with you guys when I sent you the picture, but it's got a snowboard rack on top.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because, we do a lot of that around here.
Yeah. Well, you could at least go to a Home Depot and haul your 2x4s up there if you were.
Yeah, you could. You could put
if you so desire.
You could put a 4x8 piece of plywood in there probably.
Yeah.
But very nice vehicle. $75,000 on the window sticker, which is one of the lesser expensive sports I've had. I mean, some of those things run well over $100,000. So it's nice. It's a nice ride. Next week I've got the Lincoln Aviator coming up, which is the sister
big
vehicle.
Lincoln.
It's not the big one.
Okay.
It's the equivalent of the Explorer.
Okay.
The same size, mid-size, 3-row seating, new vehicle for this year. And I'm getting a lot of questions on that one, so I'm interested to get behind the wheel of it.
So I know you're you're kind of a Range Rover fan. How does this Range Rover compare to other ones that, as far as your enjoyment, would you want one of these?
Oh, I've got one.
Oh.
Personally, we've got the same 2019, but it's got the big supercharged engine, so it's putting out 518 horses.
So this one just doesn't have it under the hood.
No, it doesn't. But I tell you what, the fuel economy is not bad on this thing.
Well, and you said the price is not bad either.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Comparatively speaking.
Yes, because the supercharged V8 adds about $10,000 to the cost. So, but there's Range Rovers are quirky. I tell people that on the air all the time. The key to being a happy Range Rover owner is to know when to get rid of them. And if you got visions of getting over 100,000 miles out of one without some issues, it's just not going to happen.
And issues are expensive.
Issues are very expensive. You are absolutely right. I usually trade mine every 3 years, and that puts me still within the factory warranty, which is 5 years for 50,000 miles. So I don't go out of the warranty period. They are very enjoyable to drive. And, again, the interior's just spectacular inside, really nice. They're behind on some of the electronics. Their infotainment system is touch screen, and it's really pretty slow to react if you want to go, say, from your AM station to your FM station. When you hit the button, there's a delay, and that kind of drives me nuts. But other than that, they are really nice to drive.
It's KFYO either way, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just according to how far away you get from the city.
Yes, that's right.
All right.
That's exactly right.
All right, Jerry. Over on CarProUSA.com, I see that you have Kevin's famous holiday recipes back up again for Christmas.
We do, and I tell you, the make-ahead mashed potatoes we've been using that recipe for years, and not only is it such a time saver, but they're so good. We cut back on the butter. If you don't, they're really buttery. But
what's wrong with butter?
Nothing.
Once a year.
Once a year, right. We got the top 25 selling SUVs through November this year. There's no doubt that the Toyota RAV4 is going to end up being the number one seller in SUVs.
The which one again?
Clears.
The RAV4.
Toyota RAV4.
Well, it looks like the top. Well, heck, I don't even see yet. I'm going through. I'm in the top 20. I don't even see an American yet. I don't see an American on the whole list.
No, you're absolutely correct, sir. Now, with that said, Ford, General Motors, and Fiat Chrysler only report their sales quarterly.
Right.
So we don't have them up. The Ford Escape would be in the top 5. So would the Chevy Equinox. We'll have complete numbers after December, sometime around January 2nd or January 3rd.
But nowhere near the RAV4, huh?
No, RAV4 is it's definitely gonna take it all. And then we had a story about the Hyundai Palisade, which is just taking the market by storm, along with its sister vehicle, the Kia Telluride. And I will have the Palisade for review in about 2 weeks. We've done the Telluride, but we haven't had the Palisade. It came out late. If you guys didn't see it, the new Suburban and Tahoe we'll have details on that in this week's coming, but they announced all new vehicles yesterday.
One other thing that I was going to ask was about the Toyota Supra. You got that one up, and I know that people have been kind of interested in that, including me.
Oh, yeah, we had a huge reaction to that. It's just such a good-looking car. As we discussed, it's got a lot of BMW in it. When they went together, Toyota and BMW went together to build this car, and boy, you see definite signs of that, particularly on the interior and the infotainment system. But really, all Toyota, when they started the agreement, all they really wanted was that engine. And then it ended up being a lot of other components. But it's a nice mixture. You know, you can tell it's a Toyota in some ways, but then if you look, you're behind the wheel and you look around, you think, wow, this is a BMW.
This is probably not even going to be close, but the way you're talking about is like the Crossfire. It was pretty much a Mercedes, but they put a Chrysler name on it.
I remember that car so well. And
I thought it was a neat-looking little car.
Oh, it was. First thing I said when I got in one was, doggone, this is all Mercedes. I mean, right down to the stalks like Mercedes uses for their cruise control. Instead of buttons, it looks like a little blinker handle.
Yeah.
And it was, just right down to every little detail inside. It's a shame those never sold very well.
I know. They were nice little cars. Hey, one other question I had. I know we're running out of time, but Black Friday, how was that for the car industry? Did it go over really well this year?
Really well. And the incentives, guys, that these car companies are spending right now, and they will through the end of the year, that really drove Black Friday weekend. November sales were up 2% from a year ago. Looks like at this point, by the end of December, it's going to be another year where 17 million new cars were sold, and that'll be the 5th year in a row that we've hit that milestone. And, every year I keep going, well, they can't do it. It's got to slow down sometime. But then you look at the age of the typical car on the road in America today, and it's still over 11 years old, even with all the new cars that have been sold over the past 5 years.
Yeah, I wonder who's buying those cars.
Somebody is.
We have one newer car, but we have 2 older cars as well. We are keeping, we have 3 cars.
Yeah, there you go.
So
there you go.
But
Dave did his part. He got a new Highlander.
That's right. All right. We're like I said, we're out of time, but carprousa.com, that's where you can go for all the stuff we've talked about today, as well as on Monday you'll have that review for the Range Rover.
Yes, I will.
And then also you're going to be on Saturday from 11 to 1 right here on 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO to talk about more.
I will see you guys then.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Take care.